Hey everyone, and welcome to another Full of Germs review. This is Germs, probably, hopefully, and this is Spider-Man Far From Home, directed by John Watts and is starring Tom Holland, Zendaya, Samuel L. Jackson, Jake Gyllenhaal, Colby Smulders, and a bunch of other people. So, this is the continuation of Marvel Studios and Sony's Spider-Man series, and this happens after the events of Endgame, which I will just say spoiler, 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 spoiler. Or if you have not seen this movie that has already made $1 billion, and of course I'm sure you have, because it made all that money. So this is what happens after the events of the snap, blip. Everything's been fixed, everything's solved, but of course we lost a couple people along the way. And this is Spider-Man without his mentor, Tony Stark's Tony Stark slash Iron Man, and everyone thinks that he's going to be the next Tony Stark, Iron Man. But yet he's still a kid, he's still in school, and he's about to go on this European vacation, and he wants to confess his feelings for the girl of his dreams, MJ, but not with all the chaos and catastrophe that is happening on his European vacation. That he also runs into an awesome, amazing superhero by the name of Mysterio. What does this all mean? What happens? Well, as everyone's been trying to avoid with spoilers, yeah, a lot. So, there's a lot going on, so I'll try to give you as much good, bad, and all the other things without spoilers. And yeah, let's get with the good, because the bad will probably be spoiler-ish. So I'll keep it nice and tight here. The good. Tom Holland, Zendaya. Alone they work great. Together, their chemistry is fantastic. Tom Holland right now is my Spider-Man. And as much as the PS4 game came out, I believe it was last year, and Into the Spider-Verse came out, and those two were like, alright, these two are my Spider-Man things right now. They are awesome, amazing, like, the Spider-Man story could not be told any better besides in a comic book. But yes, on the screen, like, yes, those two games, those two, things were amazing. But here, Tom Holland is great. He's got his nerdy, he's got his, smarts, and yeah, he's got the action when he's Spider-Man. He's got all of it. I just wish there was a couple more, quips here and there. But still, considering the story and considering everything that happens, yeah, Tom Holland, freaking bang up job, and I think he does most of his stunts too, so kudos to him for that. And Zendaya, I wasn't the biggest fan of her. I liked her jokes. I liked just what she was, just a kind of freaking joke spitting machine, just very sarcastic, just saying everything like, hey, you're this and that, blah 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 blah, and that's it. But here she has more of a character to her, and you can see why Pete might have feelings for her. So good job to them on that. A lot of the co-stars in this, like, whenever they have their moments, it's fun. It's they kind of spit their joke out and then like, bye, see you later. back to you, Peter. And yeah, that's great. A lot of people complain about what's his friend's name? Well, I already forgot. It's not Ben Riley, but you know who I'm talking about. And yeah, like, I think he's fun. He's fine for what he is, but it's all Peter's show this time around. So, yeah, yeah, they all play their parts, and then, all right, bye, see you later. That's all they are in this. So, I don't mind. And Jake Gyllenhaal, here he's just awesome as Mysterio. Yeah, when he's there, he's just awesome. Like, but that's Jake Gyllenhaal. He can make anything or just about anything awesome. Like, even in Okja, I think that was the name of it, that Netflix movie with the weird elephant hippo thing. Yeah, even as that quirky little character, yeah, he's just great. So here he plays another one. I kind of wish there was more of him, but when he's here, when he's around, then yeah, he's awesome. So I like what they did with Mysterio, badass. And yes, what else? I would actually have to say with the location, where you have these amazing European locations with Italy and Paris. It's like, it's awesome. I think, yeah, there might be a couple others, but yeah, at least those that we have seen on this vacation, it's like, it's awesome. And I was kind of wondering, like, how does Spider-Man fare in other locations besides New York? And it's great to see that here, and especially with, you know, the threats he may face. It's great to see how he uses the locations, you know, to his advantage or his disadvantages. So, and it just looks beautiful. And I've never been to London or Italy or anything, so it's kind of nice to see it on screen, and especially Spider-Man doing his thing up there. So some of the bad, yeah, I guess it's only bad if you haven't seen the other movies, so it's almost like homework, but it's not bad homework. If you don't mind me doing this, it's time for spoilers. So besides some of the twists here, I have to say, for me, as someone who's followed the comics, the twist was, I kind of predicted it. Because, I mean, how are you going to do a Mysterio story without, you know, pulling a Mysterio? Because he was always a special effects guy. And I always kind of wonder, okay, if they're making him a hero from multiverse and all that, it's like, no, those are all lies. Everything in this, everything is lies. And I enjoyed that. Like, it made the movie a lot different, you know, than what you expect. So it's not Spider-Man fighting this costume foe. It's someone who's using special effects and using, you know, his team to his advantage. So I give that a plus and a minus. At the same time, considering like this is something that shouldn't have worked, but it did. So as much as I wanted to see him like fight all these like superheroes and what have you, or you know, supervillains, it's like it's still cool to see him in this environment of like, oh, you got player, and now you're gonna have to fight, you know, this bastard. So kudos to Gyllenhaal, kudos to the team for somehow making Mysterio work. But yeah, there's just that little part of me that's like, I expected that and I wanted something more, but still what you gave me was still good. So it's like, it's a half and half. So it's not all bad, but there it is. The after credit scene, I'll get to those real quick. It's going to be really interesting to see what they're doing next with the after credits, where it's, by God, freaking J. Jonah. Man, it was awesome to see him here. And not to mention that little twist, that I did not expect. It was a nice little like, hey, before I go, bye, you're screwed. Identity revealed. Like, and that's something freaking different here. It's like, what is Pete gonna do? I know that happened in Civil War, in the comic Civil War, where he kind of had to reveal his identity. But in this case, like, no, yeah, here's his identity. Bye. So you get for screwing with me. So what's gonna happen next? I don't know. and of course the little twist with Nick Fury too. I really highly enjoyed that. So, which is also a twist because the scroll thing, like, are we getting the secret invasion? Are we not? And yeah. And I gotta tell you, my biggest negative, and maybe I could have done this in the non-spoiler part, but really, this whole thing with the freaking glasses, everything is about Stark. Now, I like Tony Stark. I don't love Tony Stark, but when he's around, yeah, it's funny. But I was like, again, we're gonna keep talking about Edith. We're gonna keep talking about Edith here. Nah. And yeah, it's like, I hope the next movie is less Iron Man. Like, okay, we understand that we have to talk about, all right, the world is with Iron Man and how we all cope with it. But the fact that everything revolves around this man is like, it's exhausting. And I hope this next phase of movies will just be, all right, he's gone, we're moving on. So whoever the next one is to take the mantle, just not be like, all right, here comes Warlock, whose DNA was made from Tony Stark. It's like, no, shut up. Just stop it. So this movie is great. It is not perfect. It is not everything that Into the Spider-Verse or PS4 is, and it shouldn't be. Those are big shoes to fill. But with this movie, it is exciting, it is fun, it's not boring. There's a bunch of twists and turns. Even if you might expect it, it's still fun to see, you know, the people react, and just to see like how it happens. Because during that reveal, my wife didn't expect it, and then everything gets all Ocean's 11, like, and then I called this guy, and then the guy from A Christmas Story shows up, and then this one. It's like, yeah, which I dug. It was like, you little bastards, like, ah. So my wife was just like, I didn't expect it. I'm like, that's Mysterio, man. That's what he does. He's a jerk. So kudos to them for kind of taking little risk. They could have taken bigger risk. And oh, I should mention the freaking fight scene too, with all the illusions. Mwah. Like, that's Mysterio. Like, you didn't have to make it work, but you did. So my review at the end here is, if you haven't seen it, I just spoiled possibly some things for you, but go check it out anyway. If you're a comics fan, it won't be that much of a surprise for you. So I'd say, without spoilers, see, no spoilers. Yeah, go check out the movie. It's great. You'll have a good time. If you're into the Spider-Man movies, then yeah, go check it out. I mean, just, you know, don't let Into the Spider-Verse and everything else, you know, clog your possible love for this movie, because it's so great. It's not the best, but it's still worth a watch. Or if you're not looking too keen on it, a plain movie, or, you know, rent it later. But for what happens in this movie, especially at the end, it's definitely worth the watch. So let me know what you thought of it. Did you like it? Did you not? Are you tired of Iron Man? And yeah, let me know if there's anything that you want me to review. I am at Full of Germs on all the things. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff for more nerdy talks and what have you. And I got a couple of reviews and maybe something special coming up. You'll see. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. See you later.